I've got something to rant about. Something to rant about. Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JCL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. So honest, it hurts. If this is your first time here, the first time you've come, then you've come on a rant day. It's a rant day, and I've got something to rant about, and you're gonna... maybe you might hate it. I don't know. But if you don't hate it and you want to come back and you see me again and all that kind of stuff, then do the YouTube things that everybody tells you to do. So, blah, 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 blah. What's the subject today? Freaking HomePods. That's what the subject is. God dang it. Okay. So if you followed the channel for a while, then you know that when the HomePods came out, I did a review, and I also did a little opinion piece on them where I said that they were basically worthless. And then when they came out, I did a review on them and said, you know, they sound good, but they're still worthless. I'll link it here or here. Wherever it is, it will be linked. You can go to watch it. It's lots of fun, I promise you. One of my problems was the fact that the HomePod did not have the ability to pair and play in stereo. Stereo is like an important thing to me. A standalone speaker is worthless. I'm sorry if you think that it's awesome. I was really upset when the HomePod could not pair two together in stereo and I could listen in stereo, which is how music is supposed to be delivered. Stereo. June, they finally released AirPlay 2, which gave the HomePod the ability to play both in stereo with two HomePods and also to be paired and then like you have one in the living room and one in the kitchen or something like that. And you could multi-room listening. I waited, though, because my initial experience with the HomePod was so underwhelming. But finally, I thought yesterday, Best Buy, I was there, and they had them. And I thought, you know what? I will try the stereo. Maybe it'll change my life. People seem to like it on the internet. So I bought two of them, and I brought them home, and I set them up. I don't want to use Siri. I don't want to use Siri. Once I got it going, I turned on some music, and glorious stereo sound emanated from the desk. And I was like, okay, that's cool. It's not like life-changing, but it was pretty good. I was excited about that. And I just sat down on the bed across the room, and I got out a book, and I was reading, and I was listening to the music, and 4 or 5 songs went by, and then suddenly it stopped playing. Why you stopped playing? I went back to the app. It was still playing, and I said, stop. I got it to play again. I don't know exactly what I did to get it to play again, but it played again, and it kept going for a short period of time, and then it stopped again. I thought, well, this is annoying, but I kept going. I thought, oh, maybe it's just working the kinks out. You know, it's like you can work the kinks out of software. But it happened 5 or 6 times before I finally said, screw this, I'm going to sleep. And so I went to sleep. I woke up this morning and I realized the HomePods were across the room. And I thought, you know, the great thing to get me going here, just start playing some Motown right from bed. And so I put on some Motown and I cranked it up, and you had some Aretha Franklin going. And then all of a sudden it started like 1 second delay. One speaker is 1 second delayed from the other. So it's like very, very annoying. And somewhat disturbing at that early hour. I stopped it. I tried to figure out what was going on. I went in the Home app. I tried to figure out what was going on. Had they unpaired? No, they hadn't unpaired. But they don't give you any option to that I could find to unpair them and then pair them back. You can delete them. So I deleted them. And when it came back up and I went through the whole pairing and setup process again, it wasn't playing like super delay. It was playing differently. Although I had set them up as a stereo pair, each HomePod, this one, and this one, each HomePod was playing the song as though it were playing it in mono. And that was equally as annoying, because then it's this chorus phase, the phase cancellation was happening, and so it didn't sounded like there were no vocals. It was just really, really awful. Yeah. Once again, I said, okay, I shut everything down. I deleted the HomePods. I paired them up again. I made them stereo. Same thing happened. This whole time, I was using Google Play Music because I subscribed to YouTube Premium, and Google Play Music comes with YouTube Premium, and I don't want to pay for two streaming services, even though I like Apple Music a little bit better, although I do hate all streaming services. I know you Apple sheep are out there. I hear you, Apple sheep. Can't use it without Apple Music. Yes, you can. AirPlay is designed to, like, anything that can send audio to a remote device can use AirPlay. And I had successfully been able to do that with Google Play Music, with YouTube, with a lot of different stuff as I was like putting it through its paces last night. But then this morning, for some reason, it decided it would not play it in stereo. I got iTunes open and I started to play something that I own because I don't have a subscription anymore. And it was fine. Playing perfectly in stereo. Either the software sucks, and why are you selling me $700 worth of speakers and the software sucks? Or Apple is playing some sort of game where it favors its own service. Now, it's the Apple ecosystem, blah, 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 blah. But if you tell me that I can pay $700 for these two freaking speakers and then play games with me like that, well, we aren't friends anymore. You might ask, why are these things still in the Best Buy bags? Well, obviously, I told you I had set them up and everything else. They are going back to the store. Back to the store. Even though I am not allowed to return things to the Best Buy store, I'm taking them back because they don't work. And if they don't work, then I don't want them. Why? Why, Apple? I just want to know why. Why you mess with us like this? Should Apple make their HomePod function correctly with all things that will allow for AirPlay? I say yes. What do you say? Tell me down in the comments. Once again, my name's Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. If this was your first time here and you want to come back because my rant just gave you the happy joys, then I invite you to do that by hitting the subscribe button and the like button. If you don't want to come back, well, if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it every single time you do. Until the next time, when I won't have any more HomePods, I am out!